right, thank you so much for joining us on our 126th edition of Lunch Out Loud Ottawa. My name is Nick Bachewski. Unfortunately, Andrew Miller is not able to be here today. He's getting ready. He has a wedding in a couple weeks, so he's taking care of some wedding dress fittings. I don't know if it's him, but whatever. So we're the podcast that talks to the people, places, events, and music that make this incredible city the way it is. And we are doing our first two-time guest. It's Jody Mitic. And of course, a lot has changed since the first time. You're just a little local celebrity 2 years ago when we first interviewed you. And now look what you're doing. You're an author, a musician, a rock star. You're fighting people
I'm
in
not a
MMA.
musician. No.
Hey, that's why we got to learn about you in this episode. Anyways, before we get to Jody Mitic, why don't we check this out? All right.
La 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 la. Throw your peace signs in the air. Yeah. La 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 la. Throw your peace signs in the air. I only got $1 and a dream, a bottle and some green, a 16 by chilling with the honeys in the team. So life's good, I guess, I'm feeling no stress. Peace and love, puff puff pass and job bless. Ah yes, it's the groove that I've been trying to get on. Summertime chilling, well it's good getting our grill on. If you got your grill on, starting beef and vegetarian. In other words, you talk that I ain't hearing it. Hip hop hippie with a ziplock and sticky. Tupac in a boombox with Big Pop Biggie. The sun's so hot, but this beer's so chilly. What's up, honey? I'm a beat is trying to get busy. Kick it with the hippies like we living in the 60s. And the spirit of it's in me, so I'm Bob Dylan chillin'. Kerouac a rap on the road with my backpack. All I need is a beat, a bottle of wine, and a notepad.
Hey, we're the Subterraneans. We're just working on a new album, Tunnels, coming out spring 2016.
We're also gearing up for a big show at City Folk, September 17th. We're playing the Aberdeen Pavilion at 10 p.m., followed up by a little gig at Irene's Pub Saturday night, September 19th.
We make music for the little people with the big hearts, baby. Love. Hope to see you there.
All right, thank you so much, Alex Silas and the Subterraneans. So that song was Hip Hop Hippie, featuring Tragic Philly Moves, also from Ottawa. That was from the 2014 album Roots. And of course, check them out the 17th at Marvist at the Horticulture Building at 10 p.m. So go see the Abbott Brothers and then go check them out. But of course, I can't say how much I love the Marvist festival going on during City Folk. It's incredible. Just like Austin during South by Southwest, we're kind of creating the same culture here in Ottawa, where you're going to be able to go to local stores, small stores, Unrefined Olive, Whole Foods, and a bunch of other locations, and see the best local bands. Almost all of them have been on Lunch Out Loud Ottawa in the past, so it's going to be an incredible weekend. Of course, they're there the 19th as well. So, Jody, we're just going to hit up some events this weekend. I know you're a busy man, but we'll run through this. So, events going on this weekend. Bacon Palooza. I know you met with Steph.
Oh my God! Bacon today. Wrapped bacon, bro.
I don't even. How does that even exist? Like, was it different types of bacon? Like,
yeah, it was thick bacon wrapped in like a maple smoked bacon or something. Wow. Like a thin cut. Like it was like a thick piece of bacon wrapped with thin, tasty. Oh my.
So if you're on you're on the low carb, high fat diet, that is basically the best thing.
That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Incredible. So that's going to be at the Agriculture Building, right? The Agriculture Museum.
Yes, it will.
So that's on Saturday. House of Pain, of course, is this weekend. You can listen to our last year's episode with Rob Reed. So that's at the Bridge near Carleton. Also tonight at Babylon, they have the Beats Contest plus spoken word. So that's going to be an incredible time. Of course, tonight, Jody Mitic's book launch on Flinchin will be at the War Museum. Is there any tickets left?
No, but anyone who shows up will be allowed in.
Anybody that shows up will be allowed in.
Is this even going to be posted before today?
It's going to be posted about 2 hours.
Plenty of time to plan to be at the War Museum for 7 o'clock.
Exactly right. It's also tonight. They have Fucked Up Nights at Makerspace North, so that's one.
We might end up there after my event.
Yeah, it's not exactly that. It's with local entrepreneurs that have made some problems or some failures, and then we all gather together and learn from them. And
so you're a problem and a failure, are you?
Pardon me?
You are a problem and a failure.
Exactly right. Friday, hip hop karaoke. at the Elmdale Tavern. The Ottawa Brewing Market is at Hindenburg Park this weekend. Capital Block Party on Spark Street on Saturday night. Of course, if you love your produce, your produce, you got the 5th Annual Tomato Festival at Lansdowne Park. There's a pop-up fundraiser at Bread by Us for No One is Illegal on Sunday, so I totally believe in that, so that's going to be great. And of course, we're going to learn more from Bacon Palooza, from Jen from Foodie Prince at halftime. She's going to be talking all about Bacon Palooza. So if you miss Steph on,
I'm going to Bacon Palooza.
You're going to that?
I'm going.
How much is it? Is it about $20?
I don't know. I got a ticket off Steph.
We're going to find out at halftime. All right. So Jody Mitic, first, we're going to talk about the book, and then you as a counselor, we're going to go through some questions there. I know you haven't been asked a lot about that in a little while. So you're also a podcast host yourself.
Yeah.
How's that coming? What can we learn from that? Where can we get?
Well, I've had a podcast for years that I do like one episode every 18 to 24 months.
some people have to wait a while for
and it was going good. At first, I called it Never Quit Radio, and it was just me and then a buddy, and then that didn't work out. So then me and another buddy tried, and that didn't work out. And mostly it's like geography and timing, right?
When did you first get the idea to? When did you listen to podcasts? When did you get into podcasts?
My first podcast ever was the Joe Rogan Experience, the episode where he had, the comedian that was Dane Cook.
Okay.
And because I hang out with a lot of comedians, and one of them was bitching about how Dane Cook is a hack, and I think Dane Cook is one of the greatest comedians ever. And I'm like arguing with him. He's like, "Go on the Joe Rogan podcast and listen to what he says." And I'm like, "What's a podcast?"
Yeah.
And I had an iPhone, and he goes and he takes my iPhone and he opens it, and then this whole new world of knowledge and discussion and philosophy opened up to me. Not just for that, I listen to
everything.
My podcast list is long. Lunch Out Loud is on there, of course.
Yeah, I hope so.
But that was my first one, and I was listening, and I'm like, I need to do this. Because it was actually very therapeutic for me with everything that was happening, to listen to these philosophers, basically, is what they are, and what we all can be. So anyway, I started it, and it was doing okay, a couple hundred listens here and there, and then now I'm at a point where like I've missed it because I haven't done it, and I've met a bunch of guys that are as interested as I am, and are willing to put the time aside and be available. So my buddy Luke and my buddy Nick, so the podcast is the JLN podcast, Jody, Luke, Nick, and basically we're trying to be like dudes, fitness, politics-ish. I got to be careful being a politician myself. So Nick is getting ready for a fitness comp. I want to get ready for a fitness comp, and Luke is a trainer, and Luke's he is my trainer and coach as well. And we're going to see how it goes.
At Movati?
He works at Movati. He used to be at Good Life. And his wife and him have a business at home as well that's for like life coaching or something.
Okay.
And then, man, we'll see how it goes. We have 2 episodes in the can. Now, Nick uploaded one to Lipson last night, but I don't know if it's gone live yet.
Okay, so we'll try to figure it out.
Once it's done, I'll definitely be tweeting and Facebooking out all the links and
we'll
stuff.
put it out there. So how long are the episodes, roughly? What are you trying to aim at?
I think the first one was like an hour and a bit, and the second one is about the same. But eventually, I imagine once we get the rhythm, we've basically written off the first 6 as being like trying to figure out our platform.
We're still trying to figure it out here at Lunch Out Loud.
But it's we have a pretty good flow, and it's pretty interesting, and so we're hoping it'll be fun.
Right on. So it's going to be very interesting to hear that, and of course you have always interesting things to say. So you have your new book, Unflinching, and you have been on a whirlwind tour. You're in Toronto. You're waking up 5:30 to hit the gym these days to make it to the. How has that experience been?
The book
just
stuff?
the travel, the meeting people, talking about the book. It's something different, right? Like
no, to be honest, because with my talks and with Amazing Race and with politics, it's all old hand now, but it's new subject matter.
Okay.
So, in this case, it's like you said it just before we went on air. It was like the same questions over and over again, but you got to remember that it's that person's first time asking.
Exactly.
And
the people's first time hearing.
That's right. So I can't assume everybody saw me on CTV Canada AM, right? Because that's silly. So, you got to maintain that mindset and not get mad at someone. Because sometimes, no matter what kind of attitude you try to have, sometimes you're like, oh man, like I just told someone this answer. But you got to be, it wasn't this person, right?
Yeah.
And
you have to be as engaging that this time as the last time.
Yeah, it's almost
you have to.
A little inside baseball. It's almost like having a script after a point.
So I will try not to hit those questions.
Hey, bro, if you do, don't worry, you'll get the script.
The book? So
the book is called Unflinching: The Making of a Canadian Sniper, and I've gotten texts and emails from people that said it took them anywhere from 3 to 7 hours to read.
Okay.
Most people say that they're reading it in 1 or 2 sittings because they just can't put it down, which is very flattering.
Who did you write it with?
I had to get a co-writer because I couldn't. I just couldn't do it myself, and so I had a writer, and I had to unfortunately.
How did you find this writer?
We kind of found each other.
Yeah.
And then the second co-writer, which is a local guy, most people in Ottawa might know as Ian Mendez from TSN.
He helped write on this book.
Yeah, he finished it for me. So then, you just basically get interviewed by these guys because they're writers, and they pick and choose, and they figure out how to write it, and then you edit it for a long, long time.
How long did it take? How long was the process? When did you first start and come up with the idea for writing the book?
2007.
2007. Okay.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Doing the math right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's because I couldn't do it, and then we started writing it with co-writers 2 years ago.
Okay. Why couldn't you do it back then?
Man,
wasn't finished yet?
Go when I leave. Write a book about yourself.
I can't.
Just write an essay about
It'd
yourself.
be 2 pages long.
No, but
no, I know.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like it's unless you're an egomaniac or whatever. Like I heard Caesar wrote his own biography, but that was Caesar. The point is, like, I couldn't do it, and it took me this long, and it's too the story wasn't done. I didn't think.
And having co-authors, are they allowed to bring the questions out, and they can make you think, and they can make you probably
they take
remember?
You. They put you at the center of the story. Where when I'm writing it, I'm putting everyone else.
Yeah,
and that's a common military writer's instinct because we're such a team environment. Like, yeah, this happened to me, but the whole team did this. And the reader, and I'm the same, and I've put down a lot of military books and been like, man, it's not that interesting because I want to know what the writer's going through. I want to know what he's feeling, and not just like, we advanced and did this. Okay, well, when you stepped off and started to advance on the enemy who was going to shoot at you with machine guns, like, did your asshole pucker?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you, did your stomach drop? Did you, you know what I mean? Like, you need emotion. You need, and this is stuff I learned through writing the book. Yeah. And, I cried like 20 times writing the book and 20 more times editing the book. And I almost cried yesterday morning on CTV because, she asked me what I miss most about soldiering. And it's like, fuck, sorry, I'm swearing on your podcast, but I miss it all. I miss everything about soldiering. So anyway, it's just, it's an intense and process, and there's almost all my scars and warts are out in this.
Yeah.
My addiction to OxyContin, getting busted with my buddy who was trying to buy coke, breaking up with girlfriends, and just how I felt at different times,
Wow. So it's meeting Alana, everything.
Oh, yeah. Of course, the love story.
The love story. There. So it's everything. You got some military, you got some love story.
Yeah.
It's. I can't wait to read it. It's going to be. You
haven't read it yet, bro? I thought we were friends.
We are friends.
What's going on?
I wanted to hear about the story first. I wanted to get engaged. I was waiting for this.
So the best compliment I've gotten from